Check. What's up, folks? Happy Friday. January 10th, 2025. And cold and snowy here in West Michigan. Gloria and Darlene, what's up? Jay, happy Friday to you, brother. All right. Let's see if I can't get this. All right. I moved my shit around and this fucking mic stand is now irritating the shit out of me because it's reflecting off the light, or reflecting the light. I can't make up my mind what I want to do in here. Lucky me. I don't know about that. I've had, we haven't gotten a ton of snow, but you must be getting some snow up there, eh? I know down south they got hammered. Like in Texas and Oklahoma. It's probably all melted off by now. Or I don't know. I don't know what the temperatures are down there. Yeah, it's probably not really snowing out there by me anymore. But it says lake effect snow all weekend. I have about 1.5 inches of snow on the ground. Kind of wet and heavy, but God damn it. I'm not happy with this. I don't feel like sliding everything back. Snowballs. So Trump was sentenced today. I'm gonna beat you, you goddamn dog. Hang on. The dog is causing problems up here. So yeah, anyway, Trump was sentenced today, right? Laura, what's up? Happy Friday. Human being, what's up, brother? Yeah, human says sentenced to nothing. I know. Human, if I ever get in trouble again, can I ask the judge just to be sentenced purely out of principle and without any sort of responsibility? Dis, welcome. Happy Friday. That's right, Jay. They can't, the motherfuckers can't say that he hasn't been found guilty and sentenced for being a freaking felon. You know, I don't have I don't know what to say. It fucking sucks, right? Is there anybody ever been in trouble before? it's like you should be held responsible, right? You might not have liked it at the time, but what the fuck are we doing for real? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I was gonna say you could easily point the finger at some fucking fuck ups like Garland. But you can't put it all on him. I mean, how often does this shit happen? Never, until Trump, Nixon, whatever. So we have to, I guess it's been more than once, so we have to, think we have to fucking make adjustments, do we not? That whatever, if gotta have this shit resolved before someone's running for office. Or just make it so they can't run for office if they're fucking being indicted. If they've been indicted. Rather, a campaign has started. It's just fucking insane. Human says, only if I run for president. No, we don't need. By the time I got through all that, I'd be an old guy. We don't need any more old white guys running for president. Can you imagine, though? Human, what cabinet position would you want? Just says Donald got the scarlet fucking burns on me. That last part is what I love for him. Laura says if he asks nicely, Canada might let him have a day pass, but only to certain restricted areas, and must leave within certain time frame. Yeah, and be accompanied by, was it Canadian Mounted Police? Or he says he's already grifting off today. David Pacman read, woe is me, Trump, and send me money email. Yeah. Shh. I don't know how that'd work, human. Well, I guess for you have to meet certain criteria, don't you, to be on the ballot? Well, at least in the general election, right? Or in a lot of the states. It's too much. My brain's mush anymore. Secretary of the Department of Bong Testing. All right now. All right now. Give a listen. When I first met you, didn't realize. This says get your glasses. I am right on top of my monitor now. That's why I just switched shit around, but you shouldn't see me squinting too much, but my eyes are pretty shot right now. I have them right here. They're probably all fucking fog dirty as fuck. Yeah, I guess that's not bad. I don't know. It's just then I see shit under them. You know what I mean? I hate. It's like the sunglasses that I've always worn are like hunting glasses. They have that. I prefer the red ones, but they have yellow film, red film, so it doesn't reflect. And the frames are fine and very tight. I can't handle seeing anything in my view that close to my eye. It drives me nuts. I swear I'd start going cross-eyed if I had to wear glasses all the time. Yeah, I would have to. Yeah, I don't mind them. I mean, I don't care what I look like. Does it add any sort of what's the word I'm looking for? More educated? Or does it just make me look half blind? Human, are you willing to help me campaign and raise campaign funds? Hee hee. Bill, what's up, my brother? Happy Friday. Bill says a mad professor look, maybe. Yeah, now that'd be all right. Like get those really round, fine framed glasses, and let my beard continue to grow and wear a robe with a hood. Not mad scientist, but or mad professor, but I suppose professor. Professor of bullshit. Get my Gandalf look going on. Though I prefer the other cat in the Harry Potter stuff. He was a little bit more lovable. Merlin. Mervin, maybe. Glory says, did you see a drone damage the wing of a Canadian plane that was scooping water from the ocean, California fires? I seen that very early this morning. And yeah, it's a little. I mean, I'm not surprised that some idiot was out there trying to. Fuck, what's the odds though? Or how big? I mean, the drone must have been pretty small not to take out the plane because some of them drones are plane size, right? But what is the odds of you fucking hitting that little? I mean, I guess if they're both circling around the same fire, but those. Oh my gosh, the aerial footage from Fox today, there was no audio, just had a helicopter watching them drop, watching the other helicopters drop water. It's ridiculously large area. Yeah, I need. That's what these ones do, Bill. Or that's what I need is. I can't see my monitor. If I look at the camera, that's what I want is something that'll block out my eyeballs, but that won't change the color for me. Some blue ones would be sweet. Some John Lennon style blue reading glasses. And then you guys wouldn't be able to see my eyes. Annie from Scum TV, what up, brother? Angela, I hope you had a good rest of your day. Angela says it left a hole in the wing the size of a football, $31,000 in damage. Now that now that does seem a little bit sketchy, having a fucking hole through your wing. But like I say, can you imagine if it? I don't. So it was probably the size of a football then. Well, unless I don't know if it went through it. Bill says it's embarrassing thinking someone would think it's okay to fly a drone during. I know it's fucking stupid. It was going like clockwork before that, right? I almost went back live last night for a minute because they started talking about arson, possible arsonist, or someone of interest had been brought in, and I thought about that probably. I don't know, 6-7 hours into that first night. It's like, man. However, however it originally got started, and certainly in that wind, and it's not like leaves. Like we don't. I mean, we have pine cones around here, but whatever the fuck those things are that were catching on fire and just flying, and they like what can imagine, and 60-mile-an-hour winds or whatever. But yeah, people are fucked up, man, and you got to know that some fucking kooks were like, I could go start a fire, a small one, get the fuck out, and it would just go nuts. It's pretty crazy interesting, too, how they are able to determine if it was through all that mess, right? Angela says it was in a tank under the wing. That's where that drone hit, a tank under the wing. Jim said, Jim, welcome. Happy Friday, brother. All downhill from here, TV. I'm on bifocals heading to Tries. Yeah, Mrs. V, she's got some pretty thick glasses. But, like, she don't need, like, she takes them off most of the time at night if she's reading, doing anything on her phone. Only if she's sitting a little ways from the TV does she have to put them back on. What you got, Angela? Canadian Super Scooper plane grounded after hitting civilian drone over Los Angeles wildfires. See, I thought like a long time ago we made it so you have to have drones registered and they all have some sort of like if you buy a drone you have to register it. Maybe that's just Michigan. Super Scooper drops ocean water on a hillside at the that picture on the hillside at Palisades. January 7th. Los Angeles authorities have vowed to prosecute illegal drone flights after a civilian drone collided with a Canadian Super Scooper aircraft fighting the Palisades fire Thursday, forcing the specially designed firefighting plane to be grounded. The specifically designed CL-415 firefighting planes are used to scoop up more than 1,500 gallons of ocean water to drop on active fires. The plane in question, Quebec 1, sustained wing damage and remains grounded and out of service. Los Angeles Fire Department spokesman Eric Scott said, adding that there were no reported injuries. Sorry. Could be back up flying by Monday. There are only 2 planes. Yeah, I seen the other one I seen them parked next to each other. Yeah, and they're dealing with, just goes on to say that there will be anybody caught flying a drone, or if those folks are caught, they'll be arrested. They also, thanks Angela, we're also hammering down on looters, I'm guessing. Because I seen them talking on that a little bit too. I keep missing the pressers. Usually I'd fucking stream something like that, but I hate getting in on it late at all. Yeah, people are fucked up, and there's smart people out there that are fucked up, or I don't know if I should say smart. Whatever. People that are creative in not very good, positive ways. People up there, Bill says, people up there are still burning wood in their fireplaces despite bans, so we'll have to reserve blame until facts come in. Darlene says, not every state requires drone registration. The Federal Aviation Administration manages national drone registration, but states can create their own laws. Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of different classes, size, speed, whatever. Jay says, in every American climate change tragedy comes a new QAnon conspiracy to benefit the Republicans. Maui space lasers, child abductions, FEMA limiting aid to $600 in Florida and North Carolina. Every tragedy comes Republican disinformation. Oh, without a doubt. We already seen it was right away. Fucking Cream Tide was saying, look at all the houses are burnt and no trees. It's like, get the fuck out of here, you fucking moron. And in the Maui thing, Jay, they were saying that the trees were burning from the inside out. Yeah, and that it was a land grab so that literally families had their children burned to death in their house so they could so the FEMA or the government or the deep state could take the oceanfront properties that, like, a lot of these people there had in their families for a long time. I'm glad that, it's not funny at all, obviously. I didn't mean to laugh at, because what, it's 250 folks or something like that died in the Maui fires, but it's just fucking, last night it made me sick that it's like, why are you doing that? Why do you sit there and fucking spew that kind of bullshit online? You're not a kid, a lot of these folks aren't kids. They act like it, but they're not, and I don't know. Jace says geography is officially fake news. Andrew says there are federal laws around flying drones in or near airport space, right on. And probably, certainly if they have planes and choppers flying around. Jim says every time there's a substantial wildfire, the pyro Pete's catch wood and try to amplify the disaster. I'm sure there's always. Well, wasn't it the Paradise or campfire fires or whatever that they did show that there was some folks that set fires. And again, I don't know if that was originally, but We've seen it in, I think, a couple years ago too, when we know for sure that fires started because of power lines, but then there was still um, evidence of arson in other areas at that same time. Hey Bear, what's up, sister? Happy Friday. Hey Bear says, "Hola campers," and wave to the Sour Patch Kids who are currently outnumbering actual chatters. How am I doing? I gave the Trump lurkers, I threw them some horns instead of the single digit wave. I have to say, Mr. Bean does a pretty good fuck you. I like that. He's a pretty cool bastard. Bill says municipalities have laws on drones here. Most don't have any laws yet. Jay says also Republicans are claiming that Democrats cut 17 million on fire budget. Yeah, I heard that. I heard some dipshit say that the mayor had cut 49 million dollars from the firefighting budget just last week. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Why not make it $49 billion, right? Why not say that the day that the fire started, they cut all funding to firefighting? 17 million was moved to a separate budget during negotiations with fire unions. 50 million was added to those 17 million after the negotiations. A Bear isn't tardy. Jim says A Bear isn't tardy. Good job. Yeah, it is, brother. Just lie after. Yeah, they're like they fucking won. And it's not that it isn't true. The Republicans won the presidency and the Senate and the House. But there's only, I think it was, I would have to look again. Maybe it was George H.W. Bush, that didn't have the House and Senate his first 2 years of his single term. So even had, and it was looking bad, like had Harris and Walz won, that would be there would have been it. Well, if they had won and we go by the rest of the results, yeah, they wouldn't have had it either. So it's rare that an incoming president for their first, a president-elect doesn't have the House and Senate. It's usually the case, whatever party, whether it's a Republican or Democrat. So they're all fucking acting like that's a big deal, even though their margin of majority was lessened in the House, right? Did I skip fucking? Now you guys are busy. I don't know how I got on that rant. What were we just? I thought we were talking about the $17 million in the blah 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 states fire union 50 negotiated. I lost my place. I was trying to beat the guitar before I got on here, but Jim says Trump says it's Newsom's fault because he didn't sign an imaginary water rights agreement. I heard something about that he said he had the deal all worked out with Newsom. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, during his first term, that doesn't make sense. How could he be working anything out besides his fucking defense strategy for all his felony cases when he wasn't, these last 4 years? Yeah, that was weird. Jay says LA water comes from the Colorado River and the Sierra Aqueduct. Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's really interesting too. If you go look at all the agreements made for the Colorado River water between several states, but then all the different areas within those states and how old they are, and they never get, like, even with like I think maybe Human heard something about this. I believe it was in Arizona that there was some tribe wanted to now that, like, they had claim to a certain amount of water but never really needed or used it, and now they are. I shouldn't go off half cocked like that. I can't remember what the story was. Human says, here's funny Donald Trump quote: Jeff Bezos came, Bill Gates came, Mark Zuckerberg came. Many of them came numerous times. The bankers have all come. Everybody's come. Was Trump having a party in his mouth? Was that too far? It is Friday. The whole fake water bill that Newsom didn't sign. Pickles, what's up? Happy Friday. Yeah, well, I'll tell you, Pickles says Fox propaganda is working. What the fuck are we doing about it? Them motherfuckers were pretty gross the other night when I was watching. I'm like, holy shit, really? You guys are, I mean, they had their fucking nose up Musk's ass and, or the lips on it, whatever. Even though there was some other wireless companies that had, did set up a bunch of free hotspots or something. They were gross the other night, fucking just tearing up firefighters, tearing up the cities, the situation with the not having any water in some areas after a while. It's like, I looked all that shit up. There is the tanks that I don't know if she was not the mayor of LA, but maybe she was some sort of maybe she was from Ventura County. But yeah, that's Fox is all about. I mean, it's usually it's just kind of a drone noise in my ear, but I'll listen. But sometimes it's like, you guys, how can you fucking do this? You ever go back and listen to what you sound like during a goddamn disaster? It's like, holy fuck, some of the shit they say and talk about, it's like, get the fuck out of here. Bill says this is just the beginning. He hasn't even taken off yet. There will be disasters all over in the next 4 years. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're not going to stop, right? Look at, if you just take these last 4 years, take the fuck anything. Wildfires, hurricanes, earthquakes, and you look at the 4 years that Trump, his first term, you look at these last 4 years of Biden, and this shit just keeps going up. It just keeps happening more and more, as you guys know. Angelists, we all call them liars. Yep. let us, yeah, 30, 33 Senate, 33 or 34 Senate seats up for grabs in 2026. And like, I don't know, over 60% of those are held by Republicans. So, and I have not had a chance at all to look and see just how strong a Republican areas they are, right? But I mean, the more seats that are available or to flip, the better our chances, right? As long as we can hold on to. So that's probably, I got to write that down. That's probably where I'm going to start is with the Senate seats that are up for grabs in 2026. Only about 35% of them are Dem seats held right now. I want to see see how strong those areas are, right? See were those senators barely elected last time? You know, did they have a huge turnout win? How is their constituents done? What's their thoughts since then? His cult has literally been groomed like in that Don't Look Up movie. They believe anything which makes solutions hard. Yeah, that's the problem too. I mean, we've been in true gridlock, right? For a really long time now. Right, Angela says the reason why some of the hydrants didn't work is because they cut power to the area. The pumps are on the same circuit. They had to get generators. That's one thing that needs to change for sure. Yeah, fire hydrants aren't. I mean, the fire hydrant system isn't designed to put out a city, right? They're put in place so you have them near houses that catch on fire from time to time, right? For whatever reasons, something that happened inside the. It's I get it. It's like a really fucking simple concept that any of our emergency management systems at like city level and in bigger cities, of course, they do plan for bigger events or plan and manage for bigger events, but it's like it's never intended to put out or have they wouldn't even if they was fire to every one of those hydrants, they still wouldn't have had the manpower to man all the hydrants and put out all the houses. It's really insane that people aren't able to wrap their head around that I can't even imagine what the percentage is of city hydrant systems, you know, what they could what could they actually do at max level at any given time. It's like just not set up. I mean, you guys know I don't have any out here, but because we don't have city water out here, but uh you just they're not meant to fight to have however many engine trucks running off them at a time, trying to put out 20 houses on a block. Yeah, and that's another thing. And I've never been out west, but I've done as much as I can to realize how crazy the landscape is out there, right? Even though they have fire roads and all that stuff, it's not like they go through everywhere. And um, There's been, what, a half an inch of rain in Palisades since last March. Bill said they're all praying for rain here. What happens to burn areas after a decent rain? Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking too, Bill. It's like I was looking at some of those shots, and it's like some of those areas look like they had been burned last year or whatever. And how some of the houses were built, like you guys probably seen the 4-story house that collapsed. Um, you can't build right back there again anytime soon, right? I mean, I'm asking because I don't know for sure, but it seems like it would be sketchy. Bill says he feels like he's trapped in a loop. I agree. Andrew says, Bill, it's going to be a merry-go-round for a while. Says maybe my paranoia, but anyone else concerned Trump uses a natural disaster to declare martial. Well, I don't know if you caught that stream or not, Jim, but I talked about that a lot one night, that what, just fucking poking at you guys, picking you guys' brain about what do you think would rise to the level that he'd actually be able to declare martial law, right? It would have to be huge. I don't think wildfires in a state or even a couple states would be enough. I mean, of course, he'd probably get a lot of Republican support on the idea, but you just, if there's any question at all, most of America's going to be like, I would just watch and be patient. I mean, communities are, right, we're all Americans, but if that's the kind of shit Trump is all about, that kind of division, and if you start looking at it like that, then you think our country's going to start breaking down into those communities, right? Where there's going to be some communities that'd be all about it, and some that'd be like, Glory says she watched Mary Trump. I'm sub to her. I watch her once in a while. Audio Trump's hearing today. The son of a bitch spewed. Typical rant. He won election. Did he really still go on about that? Even though he's the president-elect for 2025, he's still fucking... I mean, it's the same shit that got some folks fucking charged, right? Or fined or sued, like Fox and whoever else. Fox was sued. Oh yeah, by Dominion, right? But didn't Dominion like bring up suits against other folks too? Who's the dude who sells what the fuck is it? The pillow. Jesus Christ. See, I'm kind of thankful for that. He's gone out of my head that quick. I haven't heard much from him. He's probably decided to be quiet, maybe. Trump's going to be back in office and watch. How come Mike Pillow doesn't get a fucking cabinet position? Bill says no rain predicted next month. We essentially had no rain at all so far this winter. Very few sprinkles, spring, autumn. Jay says every tragedy blames the victims in the MAGA classic grape defense. I am way behind on comments, ain't I? I think I'm going to skip ahead. I see... Make sure I catch up with Casper. What's up? Cheers to you. Dave Oz in the hizzy dizzy. And somebody posted a link about something Dave did. Probably a silly picture. We'll look at it. Hey Bear, where did you go already? Oh, it's not a picture. Well-watered mulberry tree credited with saving home on north-southwest coast. I didn't get that. From summer bush, north-southwest. Where is that, Dave? That's not what those letters stand for, is it? Here it says ABC Southeast NSW. I'm trying to think of how you guys, what you guys call some of your areas over there. Well, Dave, come on, look how damn cleared out. That's what a lot of folks, I've seen stuff like that. Look how cleared out it is around their house. That's probably what saved their house. I don't think the mulberry tree saved their house. I think you can clearly look at this picture and see that they kept all the fucking fuel pretty well managed around their house. And that's really what you have to do if you live in like a dry mountainous area if you want to stay safe. I'm not saying the mulberry tree didn't help. Man, this photo's sketchy anyways. How could it be that fucking green? Seriously. I don't know about that one, Dave. Monday, October 2020. I don't know, man. There they are. There's Wendy and Brett. All right. Well, I thank you for sharing, though, Dave. You know I do. I'm sorry. I hope I wasn't too pissy. God damn it. Now I made that screen all big, and it's going to be all screwed up the next time I go to use it again. Does Dave have bad cat uncle jokes? A Bear says she's around. Darla has tummy issues. Well, I hope she'd be all right, sister. Dis says Mike Pill lost everything for Donald. I imagine he's back on drugs again. I don't think he ever got off them, did he? I mean, you ever hear that dude fucking talk? Holy balls. I thought I was wound up. Dave says the photo is by the journalist. Yeah, Jim says the mulberry may have collected embers protecting the house. New South Wales. Thanks, Angela. North Southwest. I'm a dumbass. Just says she's always maintained that Deeza is a drug. That is a pretty wild photo, but I have to say, something tells me that the fact that they had clearly had a lot of stuff cleared out around their house probably had a lot to do with it. And the fact that the mulberry tree was so close to their house, maybe maybe that's why the mulberry tree survived too. Do they collect a lot of water though? It probably says that in the article, doesn't it? Just says maggots are all junkies. They are like fucking adrenaline junkies or dopamine junkies, right? Just like believing in the most hysterical, you know, crazy shit for a rush. Bill says he's Australian, probably peed the fire out. Luckily, the beer held out. Yeah, I streamed that presser from TikTok today, Dave. Even though Angela came in and started fucking pounding me with questions and I didn't have answers because I wasn't paying attention. At least I'm honest about being guilty. I They did. They upheld. So there's a case. The case is coming up yet. Then, so they're saying that yes, TikTok can be banned. It hasn't yet though. A Bear says it's just believing in crazy stuff when the truth isn't working for him. Right, but right, like making like I don't know. It's very hard to. I think it's hard to judge ourselves in that way, isn't it? I mean, I think if you're capable, I guess most of us are doing okay on that front. But I mean, I guess we've all fooled ourselves, or maybe I don't know. I mean, even if we really just could had a hard time accepting something, we still knew what the fucking truth was and still acted on or lived our life and what the truth actually is, no matter how hard it was or how often, whatever the situation might have been, denying it throughout most of the day or whatever, right? And you guys can imagine whatever. I don't know how the fuck they do it though. I don't know how you can possibly. I guess they don't fool themselves, but I also don't understand how they could think that they're. What are they getting out of spewing complete bullshit? You know, we all say things that are wrong. Like I make mistakes all the time on here about, stats or e- exactly what a fact may have been. I might have paraphrased or something in a really terrible way. But just to intentionally spew bullshit because, like A Bear said, the truth isn't working for him. Jim says, pro hint, when someone mentions alternative facts, start asking what fresh hell is this? Angela said, I just asked if they made it. I was just picking on you, Angela. I didn't mean you were really pounding me with questions. Yeah, but I think that that's all they did is the Supreme Court decided that they could go ahead and however it's going to work. I don't know if it's just like I know I had heard this story or read it a couple times when it was first considered. I can only imagine that like Trump and Elon would probably be all about it. I don't know how much it really. Maybe Dave was telling us saying how much it actually it really isn't going to actually affect TikTok users necessarily here in the States. Only fuck, I don't know. I don't. You can tell I have. It's. I mean, I should be more interested, I guess, because it is apparently hinging on free speech, but Fred, what's up, brother? I'm never going to catch up on comments. That's good, though. I love that you guys are blowing this chat up. Fred says, I really wish the Dems would turn off the giant fan over Cali and do the water dance to get rain, right? All the things MAGA think we control. Yeah, they think they're behind everything bad. Angela says, TV, what I got out of it is attention when someone tries to argue a point with them, right? Or what they get out of it, right on. I know. I think I've seen that a lot of us have faded from there, probably for that reason. I don't have to feed them anymore anyways. It seems like every time we do a stream, any of you guys get in here and chat, they're fucking completely fucking bent. Just says they get a rush to the brain of chemicals that they are addicted to, maggots or junkies. Yeah, dopamine. Tom Hanks, Henry Winkler, lots of them. Yeah, I've seen some of the freaks fucking saying that how all the fucking liberal pedophile stars actors are their houses burnt with all the fucking evidence against them in it. Just fucking crazy. Dave says is letting spyware upload everything on your device to China free speech. I don't know, Dave. I don't do TikTok. I've never made do you gotta make a Rumble account? I've never done the Rumble or True Social or TikTok or was it Instagram, Snapchat, Telegram. I have YouTube and Twitch and a Facebook account that I don't use, but sometimes I go over there and in private message one of the kids or something. Jim says, my cousin called earlier, returned my call from Wednesday. His place is gone. Said his walk-in freezer is the only structure left. His place was about a mile, 2.5 men place. Man, Jim, damn it, dude. I hope they are all right. I hope that they had insurance and are able to somehow, you know, get the money to build another place, right? Hopefully they're able to get something out of their insurance companies. Even folks who had insurance are going to struggle, or it's going to be a very long time. Yeah, and I don't know what folks do. Like, if all of a sudden, you know, if you don't get any sort of reimbursement, like immediately, it's like how many people can just all of a sudden, like maybe your house was paid for and you've been used to not having, you know, to pay $5, $6, $1,000, probably 10 times more than that out there, right? Or whatever. And now you got to go rent a place for $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month, or that you just haven't had to, you know, kind of money you haven't had to pay out in years. Angela says the guy at the center of Pizzagate in 2016 was shot and killed by North Carolina police yesterday. Wow. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, that whole fucking thing was crazy too, wasn't it? Laura comes in screaming, "Rockin' horse dog!" I don't know, is that a tune? Abear says, TV, did you have a chance to see the link I posted here in the chat tonight? Oh, no. Yeah, The protest video from DC. Jim says they have insurance, but they're expecting a fight. He's an entertainment lawyer. Ah, this is their beach home. Right on. Well, he's in. I guess he's maybe that just his occupation in general will. They won't even screw with him, right? Jay says last year was filled with dirty tricks from insurance companies canceling people's fire coverage. A Bear says yes on the protest video. I did. I have to do a BRB, and maybe I'll try and pull up those last few minutes that of a protest video A Bear shared with me. All right. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I am going to I'm gonna go fill my cup and check on my hound dogs, check the fire, and I'll be back. All right. Hang tight. I'm back. I was not brushing my hair. I was brushing both of them. I gotta be careful or I'll cut my fingers. I got that shit fucking totally spiked. They're not that gray on top yet. Everyone here and there, but I don't have that many left on top to get gray. I do not read horoscopes, Dave. And why shouldn't I sit down? Why do I gotta stand there if I'm going to the bathroom? Jay says he has a friend whose fire got canceled. Fire insurance got canceled, and the lender is getting up on him to pay the note or get fire coverage. Yeah. Yeah, well, you can only imagine, right? Like, if you. It's like. Yeah, that sucks, Jay. It's like, because, yeah, they would be. Well, ultimately, the bank would still try to hold that. It's going to be a mess. Because there probably is going to be people who will default on their loan because of, insurance denying whatever they can. They're going to fucking fight tooth and nail against paying out anything. I was going to say anything they have to, but it's going to be, they're going to want to pay out less than what they have to or should. Jay says the state has to get involved. I agree. Insurance company. It's a mess. I mean, Jay, I know you're familiar with Michigan, so like I don't see how it isn't against the law, against you have to have auto insurance here. So it's like it's legislated. And that's so they can fucking charge whatever the fuck they want in a sense. Or it's always steep, right? Even though it's gotten like overall it's gotten better, but it's still extremely high. Me and Mrs. V have great driving records for years and years and years, and like we live outside of the city, all that shit makes a difference. It's insane. Yeah, Jay says we pay insurance companies, we can pay the state the same. Right. I agree. It's like there's some things that that's kind of the point of the government is they're able to manage much bigger situations, more people, right? Like with healthcare, for instance. But you also hopefully are going to have less corruption when the government isn't supposed to be it is a nonprofit, right? So, but that isn't how insurance companies work. So I think there's, maybe I'm crazy, but I am crazy, but why can't we socialize programs like that? Whoever if the people managing, take insurance companies, for instance, and why can't they be made nonprofit? They figure out what are acceptable or good wages for whatever positions to manage these insurance companies, whether it's auto insurance, whatever, and then pay them a little bit more than that. And then you don't have a company or CEOs doing absolutely nothing but fucking banking off people's premiums that they quite often are never able to, or that they get, pushed back on when they have to make a claim or whatever, or they just, how many people pay insurance and never use it, period. Mac said he was getting snow earlier, or he had gotten a little bit in the morning. Yeah, exactly. Jay says corporations duck and run. The state has to stand the test of time. Exactly. They just fucking, close up shop, declare bankruptcy. And then even if anybody's held accountable at all at any time, it's years and years down the road, right? Yeah, exactly. Jay says you may not believe in climate change, but your insurance company does. Yeah, Dave just threw up a picture. There's at least 5 fires still going. I think there's more than that, though. I mean, there's smaller ones that maybe they haven't named. Sorry, I am looking through my history for that video that A-Bear shared today. A-Bear says, I don't know how climate change deniers are reckoning that but the waterways in the Arctic are opening. Of course, we need Greenland. Oh my gosh. I swear stuff disappears out of my head. See, I'm already into what I was watching last night. All right. A-Bear says, I don't... Oh, I already read that, didn't I? Blah. Darlene said she heard 8 fires. Yeah, aren't the winds supposed to pick up today? Is it Friday? It is. I named the title Friday night, didn't I? Isn't the wind supposed to pick up again today or tonight? Was it about 6 o'clock on the West Coast? Casper says there was a Republican on Channel 4 News in the UK blaming climate policies. Jesus Christ, can you imagine? So anybody that takes climate change serious and say, believes that humans are impacting it, rather, we are causing, you know, anybody that says that we are clearly having an impact on it because science has proved that we are, they're the ones causing the fires. Fred says the MAGA Muppets are still spreading lies. That's what they do. Laura says she heard they're blaming lesbians. Yeah, well, and I wonder how this got started because the first night I was watching the shit live nonstop overnight, right? And they got to where these reporters were just interviewing people that were having to evacuate a hotel. Some of them who had been sent to the hotel because of the fires had been evacuated from a area previous to that. And some dipshit came up and started asking, why are there fires everywhere? And the reporter's like, well, and he goes, you should know, you're the reporter. And he goes, you know what I think? I think it's because there's so many gay people in Los Angeles. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, really? I'm like, you didn't see this dickwit? He was just a goofball from the very beginning, being a smart ass. It's like, God, you guys are gullible. Yes, I couldn't even lick that. Jesus, I couldn't even look that up, Laura, because I'm like, I don't even want to fucking entertain how it even got started. But I did see one other report or something that Trump or his incoming administration had said something to that effect. Yeah, Casper says, I thought you were joking, Laura. No, the it's fucking crazy. Again, rather they believe it or not, but they just like spreading bullshit. It's fucked up, man. I guess if you call them Republicans, I don't call the Trump nuts Republicans. Let's call them Trumpers or Chuds, but yeah, their guy won. He's gonna have support from the House and Senate for a little bit, and they are just. I guess I'm not surprised that they are just gonna be 10 times more vile now. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Gee. Yeah, that's fucked up.
every truck has been blown over. Shit, there's trucks. Oh my god.
Look off the side of the freeway.
Holy fuck, there's trucks everywhere lying sideways.
Up ahead.
Yeah, that's crazy that many, I guess. I mean, we've all seen that before. It's a little crazy that they have nowhere to go. It just doesn't matter. Like, if you stop, you're getting blown over. And I'm sure all those trucks that we seen on their side probably weren't moving when they went over. Or they were moving very slowly, because unless they were brand new truck drivers, because, yeah, they would know that. Especially after you see one on its side, you're probably like, if you don't have a full load. Oh, A-Bear, did A-Bear post that link then? Good, because I can't, it's in my history somewhere. Sometimes shit disappears. I don't know if you guys have had that issue. I always clear out my browser history, but I never clear out my YouTube history. Yeah, exactly. A-Bear says serious protest, however, serious balls to replace an organization, replace that banner. I'm not giving Bear a wrench. Me and her have had it out too many times. A-Bear is a managing moderator. I think her and Laura. No, it's all good, Des. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with A-Bear. I mean, I don't... I've tried to... I've scaled down our moderator bench. And I'd rather not have so much blue, but... I mean, if you guys have an alt account, holler at me, let me know it's you, and... I don't know. I've thought about, does it fucking scare people away if there's too many fucking wrenches in a chat? I don't know. It never bothers me, but I can see that it might. But I guess maybe those people just need to, like Dave would say, harden the fuck up. Sheesh, A-Bear, what's gotten into you, girl? I'm not even reading A-Bears. You guys can see it. I'm married, A-Bear. I have that issue every day. God, I hope Christina doesn't watch this one. Dis asks if I'm smoking weed. Define weed. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not worried about what MAGA feels. we are clearly a pretty left-leaning chat. Though I like to think, I mean, I don't know, I call myself a lib, I call all you guys libs, but I think a lot of us have pretty conservative fiscal values, and, you know, it's, the labels have always been tough for me. It's like, how can we even keep them straight? There's the moderates and far right and extreme left and centurions and progressives and yeah, I don't care. If I will, anybody that has a wrench, that's how they want to post, that's fine, but I appreciate A Bear just coming in gray and being all regular, except for her clearly outrageous comment about the color of my jewels. Jim says, can you stretch out in your doghouse? Asking for a friend. No, I just sleep in the studio. I just curl up up here. I've done it many times, too many times. I've gotten put in the doghouse for falling asleep in the studio. Yeah, no more felons, and we're gonna have a ways. It's gonna take some time to clean up this mess. So now I am hoping that we're able to impeach Trump in 2027 as soon as possible, right? And then, which is going to take the House and the Senate. But if we got those votes, then let's do it, and we can get it done. It'd be awesome to impeach him for a third time, have the House vote on impeachment articles, knowing that it's going to go to a blue Senate, right? It is what it is. And then get him out of the White House and fucking warm those charges back up again. Excuse me. That probably always sounds terrible. Do do diddle do diddle do. You guys know there's so many times that I'll do streams, different stuff where I may not be able to be around, right? Where I'm not doing an on cam or mic stream, right? Just whether it's rallies, for instance, protests, something like that. And so it is nice to have a handful of folks that have wrenches. But yeah, it was the other, just, I don't know if it was last night, the other night, with the no woke dude or the woke up or wake up person. They didn't like me being very impatient, but I don't necessarily like to be so impatient sometimes, but I don't know. Just says Donald will be dead inside a year by the looks of him. Yeah, I don't know. He's not a young guy, right? So I can't fucking imagine. I said it during the campaign. I'm like, the guy's, 25 years older than me or whatever. And I can't imagine going. I don't know. It's just a lot of fucking stress. Fucking strange. It's honestly it's strange. It's like even people that are that driven, it's like it wears on you. Even if it isn't like being the negative piece that Trump is, right? That's why I say he has um some sort of disorder. He is not capable of emotion other than anger, and he's not capable of empathy. Clearly, I know that's just a simple one, but it just does not. The truth doesn't seem to affect him at all. Like he has no, absolutely no remorse or understanding of. Maybe he's like intellectually able to understand that he broke laws and shit, but I mean, without any sort of moral compass, does that mean anything to anyone? Any of us? Yeah, he does. Well, he does look. I mean, I don't know. There's been times I've like really paid attention on some of his close-ups, like doing pressers or whatever, and like, God, yeah, I don't know. A lot of makeup. I get so used to seeing folks on TV or on the screen that are all fucking dialed up. It's like, sheesh. Did I just say Trump was dialed up? Jim says, come on now. With a diet of KFC and McDonald's, the preservatives will keep him alive. Benny Loco, what's up, sister? Drive-by thumb up. Cheers from the high dessert. I was listening to you gals last night with my TV2 media account. Do. I have to find it. I'll get you guys Benny's suffragettes Chan before I get off the air. I think Benny is well south of the fires, I do believe. Am I getting that right, sister? I hope so. This says, my theory is Donald aged Biden with the relentless slander and deceit, made Joe lose his voice, for fuck's sake, but those very attacks aged Donald as well and likely exasperated his dementia. I believe Donald is suffering the consequences of his own actions, his vicious, lying, filthy mouth. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's all I can say is like it's got to be a pretty intense, stressful life to be a politician at that level. I don't know if someone's certainly if you sit there and allow yourself to be angry all the time, that can't possibly be good for you physically. But I'm absolutely, I guess we all know Trump is a fuckstick, a pissed off for no reason, entitled, spoiled 79-year-old, 78, 80, whatever. So yeah, I'm sure. Good, yeah. Let him. I mean, if he gives himself high blood pressure, whatever, bring it on. I give myself high blood pressure, so I think it's only fair that Trump gets high blood pressure from his own fucking nonsense. One hundred 50 miles east of the fires. Good. Jay says Pornhub vid Donnie's neck starring in Drill Baby Drill. I'm not searching that until I can get an in private window open. The high desert. I saw what you did there. Jim says. Yeah, the wind is moving east for the most part, but in those valleys, that's what I thought was interesting, Benny, was like how something that sucks, right? But how in the valleys, the winds will tunnel down in there and swirl. Because for the most part, right, and not to talk shit to all the fucking West Coasters, but because they know the Santa Ana winds for the most part draw from the dry, warm desert and push to the sea, usually. But they get turned around in there, especially, well, the fires. When I start a fire in my wood burner, right? It's like I don't have any wind blowing on it at all. You just start the fire, you open up the frickin' flute, you have your frickin' breather open, and bam, it's just like. And so you can imagine once those fires get going, which they do, just create all kinds of wind on their own. Dave says sometimes our fires would send smoke over New Zealand. Right. Yeah, I don't know how far the smoke from these fires is carried. Like I said, most of it's pretty much, in general, heading west. But we've all seen that, like with the Iceland volcanoes going off so much recently. A few years ago there for sure, right, when it totally closed down a quarter of the world's airspace. And Jay says fresh fall elbows at 200 here. I know what an elbow is, baby. That's right. Jesus, $200. I prefer outdoor grown shit, man. I don't know. Does it make sense? I mean, I guess it's like I don't need it. I'm not. I probably have a pretty high tolerance since I've smoked on the regular for more years than I want to think about. Because I only got one set of lungs. It's time to stop it. And edibles just aren't the same, I like edibles, but they're just not. It's not the same. Just says, what's an elbow? It's the thing that makes your forearm and biarm work, bicep. I don't know what those bones are in there. I don't know what this is because I hawked Mrs. V's vape pen. So I don't. She always gets a fruity flavor. Oh, she said it was banana. I don't think it was banana kush. It's banana some other. I don't know. Honestly, I got absolutely completely turned off and almost irritated by all the different. And I get it. If it's a new strain, you got to name it something. But it's like, you know what I remember? Fucking skunk bud and dirtweed. Those were the strains. And if you fucking really were on hard times or shit was really dry in your area, some dipshit one of your fucking buddies, older brother's friends would try and sell you some fucking ditchweed. just says TV playing me and not having given the info. What did I miss? Oh, the elbow. It's a pound. Elbow is just elbow is hardcore druggy street druggy lingo, like me and Jay for a pound. LB elbow. An Oscar is an ounce. There's probably there's probably a bunch of them I'm not gonna be able to remember. All right, Benny, be good, sister. Peace and love to you. Benny Local doing a fucking drive-by hollering at us on Friday night. She's like happy hour time right now too, probably 6:30ish or something. Same with Human. Human's gonna start getting warmed up. Watch. It's still early for him. See, that's what sucks. It's like I really like starting these streams at sometime between 6, 7 o'clock, 5, 7 o'clock. But that's so early for anybody west of me. Jim says, classic M strain, skunk butt, and ditchweed. Great marketing. Skunk butt. Yeah, but they got like this shit like garlic toast or whatever it is. Garlic mango or some bullshit. And it's like, man, I just want my pot to taste like pot. I want my pot to smell and taste like the stuff that would get you busted from your parents. You could smell it a mile away. Not think, is somebody making apple pie? A Quapper? It's probably too late for that, Dave. Dave says, wonder what percent of the LA fire smoke is cannabinoids. Yeah, I don't know how. I don't think you can just grow year round there. I don't know. Maybe outside. I don't know. You gotta have irrigation for all that shit. And you know how it is. You're welcome, Des. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't think about. I wasn't trying to short you on the answer. Yeah, just trying to think of some of the other slang for pot, right? From back in the day. I mean, when you figure out the cost of a bag, it was a 2-finger bag, a 3-finger bag, 4-finger sack, right? Jay says blueberry train wreck was a tasty fruit. See, you got me to correct myself. I mean, I have smoked some really, blueberries like probably my favorite fruit anyways. And I have to agree, and why is it so hard to find, I swear, or at least around here, it's like sometimes we usually grow our own flower in the summer now. We have an indoor grow, but we haven't done it in 2 years now because shit's just gotten so fucking cheap. Like one of these carts is $10. They have a few good. I mean, they have a ton of companies you can choose from at the dispensaries, but they have like True North is obviously a great company, and there's one too. I can't remember what it is. That's Michigan based. It's so hard to fucking beat. These are gram cartridges for $10, and it'll last me, I don't know, 10 days, sometimes longer, maybe a day or less sometimes. But seriously, a gram lasting someone like me that long, it's ridiculous. But yeah, some of the blueberry weed the flower is very tasty. I wish, some of the shit is expensive though. Like they have hash. Oh my god, that may be my favorite way to consume. But it's just, yeah, I hate all the different devices, and it's like, I just remember smoking hash as a kid and fucking doing the album cover pin and glass. And if you did something like that now, people would think you were a goddamn fucking wreck, right? What are you doing? Fucking setting this little nug of shit on fire under this pin so I can put a glass on it, let it fill up with smoke and huff it. Human says he never paid 50. Yeah, but look where you at, brother. Like it was late, I don't know, 85, 86 through to early 90s. It was terrible around here. And then at that time shit changed, but it got, well, I don't know if it would have been $50 for an eighth or not, but the prices went up, but the weed was incredibly good all of a sudden. It had to be right around the time that we started to consider medical marijuana. That would have been later than the 90s, but Jim just says he gets the highest THC that they have in leaf, so it doesn't matter what the flavor is. Yeah, I honestly, I really like the dank, nasty smelling shit. I do. I mean, that's what it should be all about anyways. I don't usually spend any time yapping about it because, well, like a lot of you guys just been doing it for so long. It's like, almost like eating and sleeping. It is. Necessary almost. Maybe that's part of the therapy, though, of just having that aroma from the early days, right? The nostalgia trip is all part of the buzz. Super Citrus Limon, Harlem 21. Yeah, I don't know. Does it sound ridiculous? I don't want to. I hope I don't sound like some fucking, like Dave would say, I've hardened the fuck up. Hardened the fuck up. I don't know how much I don't notice very often that I actually like, and am all of a sudden sitting there stuck, or like, I don't know if I've ever gotten the giggles from weed in the last 10 years. Maybe I always am, and I'm because I smoke all the time, and I am always giggling. Maybe that is it. I don't know. A Bear says, "Ha, pin and glass. I forgot about that." See, A Bear, I know, sister. I like I said, my aunts and uncles are your age, but only a handful of years older than me, 4 to 7 years older than me. But yeah, they were that, you know, at that age, like they were teenagers in the 70s, and I was just a youngster. I mean, not that I was smoking with them in the 70s, but it wasn't long after. Yeah, Darlene says you cannot use volatile solvents like butane or propane. Some cities and counties have specific rules for home grows and permits required, right, for anybody bringing those or selling those products to a dispensary or whatever. We have huge ones. The same folks, I've probably told you, we got farmers that called the Jower Brothers, and they're in business in all kinds of different ways, but they have huge blueberry fields down the road from me, right, and the country store and all that shit. But now they also on the main road out by me, they have huge fucking buildings that they put up 2 years ago that they're growing dope. Yeah, you smell it all the time. It's funny. Yeah, I'm a happy motherfucker most of the time, Dis. I'm I'm wound for sound, and so sometimes there's a thing or two, I guess, in life that fucking makes me realize that sometimes I gotta take shit, stop giggling, or this ain't nothing giggle about. I get pissy. I wish I could be more pissy on here. I honestly do. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see how it goes. None of you guys want to fuck. That's the thing. It's like if I already know, like, if I'm going off to a point where I'm going to start turning any of you folks off that I've loved to hung out with and appreciated for so long, back to Vina days, right? Then that's enough. That's the line that I don't want to cross. But we need that. Like, there's nothing wrong with me looking at some of you folks like guardrails, right? Mrs. V don't give a shit. It's like, yeah, whatever. I think because she's become desensitized or something. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think you were that out of hand on that stream. Jay says there's no better retirement for a musician than in your own recording studio. Yeah, Jay, I thought about that. Think about it a lot, but I wish the second we got this house 16 years ago, I would have had that in mind. But I wasn't playing then. I was completely burnt out from doing the bar gigs and all that shit. I agree, brother. I seriously thought about it today. This morning, I'm like, God damn it. It was so cheap, right? And for the most part, to put together is ridiculous. And yeah, it's like, fuck, I can do anything music-wise up, for the most part. I wish I did have some other more real instruments like a bass and whatever, but I agree. I was rocking out before I got on here, and I'm probably going to rock out some more since it's only 9:30. Abe here says, I think you should look at us more like those cutouts in front of an amusement park rides. You must be taller than Mr. Bear. You're so lucky I don't have an email for him. I take it he's not super tall, but that's funny. That's a lot of responsibility, Jim says. Yep, that's the way it is. Jim, you think I came on here and just, well, not going to slough off and lean on you guys? I've said many times, thanks to Mighty Vina, but the damn moderators and crew there, like Jim Wedge and Jay and Dave and Abear, how many mornings when I was in the office spent with Abear and Dave. Holy human, of course, and Des. Yeah, so many. Macaroni. James, of course. How the hell could we could never forget James, right? No matter how hard we might try, which I would never try. Oh, a bear. Sorry. Ha. Didn't you say Mr.? Oh, yeah. Be taller than Mr. Bear. I read Mr. A. Bear. See, that's probably telling me it's time to fuck off. It's only been a couple hours. Let's see what happens. But maybe. Jim says just a collection of random internet smartasses. Yeah, but like the universe has to, things just have to happen just right, Jim, over these millions of years for us to all have come together at this time. That's amazing to me. But seriously, I mean, when I started the YouTube channel or signed up for whatever a billion years ago in 2009, I never even started getting into chats until 2014 or something, and then met all those guys or all you guys in it would have been early 2016. But then once Mighty decided he was going to stop streaming, I'm like, man, this is the coolest goddamn group of people. Like, a lot of smart folks that, like Jim says, are smart asses, but are have a really good heart and mind, and aren't lazy about fucking, and aren't afraid to. And some of you, far more respectful. And I'm in awe sometimes watching folks like A Bear deal with chuds. It's like, how does she do it? I mean, especially I know her. She, being a writer and having that education. It's like, I'm such a dick. I'd be making mincemeat of them in text. Yes. All right, thanks. The kid, sorry if I yelled at you. The kid was out on the ice all day today, and he just fried up some probably bluegill is what I'm guessing. You cannot beat it. They don't get very big. Some of y'all might know them as crappie, freshwater fish. Seriously, they're just impossible to beat. It's the most lightest, delicate fish I've ever had in my life. All right, yeah, you guys be good. I am going to fuck off. I might go grab a piece of that fish. I knew he was cooking something. I'm like, holy crap, it smells like fried food down there. There's Mac. Mac, are you alright? You got power, brother? Did he pop in earlier and I didn't catch him? I missed so many damn comments. Yep. Exactly. Max says being a smartass beats the alternative. Being a dumbass. I've done both, unfortunately. All right. I'll talk to you guys again soon. All right. Be good. Peace and love. TV2 out. Ooh.